What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dave Show. Just want to start off by saying I hope you guys had a great Easter. Hope everyone's doing well. I know I had a great Easter, so it was nice to spend time with family and watch my little girl enjoy time with her cousins the same way I enjoyed that time with my cousins when I was a kid. So the only other thing I want to say is I don't have a microphone for this video, so I hope the audio is not screwed up, but my phone is actually screwed up and the little plug for my microphone won't actually plug into my charging port, so my phone barely even charges right now. I might actually have to get one of those like hockey puck wireless chargers to put my phone on, because I have a Samsung and this is like the third one I've had this has happened to, but basically just dirt and stuff builds up in the charger port, and then eventually I can't charge the phone or use things like this because they just won't plug in, and I'll spray it out with canned air. It doesn't really seem to make a difference. But anyways, it's going to be a quick video today. Today's topic is going to be on batteries. Not rechargeable batteries or anything like that, but just your over-the-counter regular batteries. Doesn't really matter what, I guess, size battery it is, but this is just going to kind of be an overarching theme to all batteries that you're buying. And I'm going to focus on one specific type, but that's just like for my experience and use case. And I would say it kind of applies across the board. So why am I talking about batteries? A lot of people stockpile batteries. It's something that could be greatly affected by all these new tariffs. And I know a lot of people are trying to stock up on certain things. I think batteries is a good one. I'm actually trying to buy some more batteries myself. But I'm going to talk to you guys today about why the brand of battery that you're buying and that you're going to be stockpiling, it actually really matters. So I'm going to focus today's conversation about CR123 batteries, which is these guys here. And if you guys have any type of firearms, usually if you're running a weapon mounted light, like something like this, it's going to run on CR123s or rechargeable. A lot of them are rechargeable now, but if you're like me and you already have lights and you don't want to go out and buy new ones that are rechargeable, then this definitely applies to you, and I think you should hit the subscribe button down below. But primarily I'm going to be talking about this flashlight, which is a Streamlight ProTac. This is there we go, try and get it to focus. But this is their 350 lumen model. I touched on this in my EDC video, but it's just a nice handy little light that I carry with me everywhere. And it runs on one CR123 battery. It'll also run, one cool thing about these is these will run on a AA at a reduced lumen output as well. If you're in a pension, you can only find a AA. But I use this at work almost daily. I use it all the time. My kid pulls it out of my jeans and runs around the house playing with it. And this runs on a single CR123. Now the one in it is actually due for a change soon. Yep, cheapo Amazon one. But over the, course of the, I guess over the duration that I've had this light and used it daily, which has been probably 2 years, year and a half, 2 years now, I've really come to notice the difference in battery life between brands and also the brightness associated with that in the daily use case for it. So typically when you put a brand new battery in this light, they're all just as bright. But what I will say is that the cheaper Amazon batteries, like these here, these Amazon CR123s, they come in 6 packs typically, or that's how I buy them. Typically they'll come just like this from Amazon, and they're cheap. They're like under $20 cheap. You get what you pay for. I will say that. So those last me, I think this gets like an hour and a half. I don't know. I'd have to check what it's advertised as, but it's supposed to be between like an hour and a half continuous runtime at 350 lumens. But what I've noticed with these Amazon batteries, especially being the cheapest, is that the light output, the lumen output, gets significantly dimmer the more you use them at a much faster rate than some of the other brands of batteries that I've used. So what I tend to run, I do buy the Amazon, like I said, this is a handheld flashlight that it's my EDC flashlight. I use it all the time. So yes, in a self-defense type of encounter, I would be using this. But the reality is I use this light so much that I'm constantly changing batteries out, so it's not as big of a deal. But if you're running something on your pistol or your rifle, I would not recommend running the Amazon batteries in it. I would recommend either running Streamlight CR123s. I don't have any, but Surefire also makes CR123s. You can get those in bulk on Amazon too, relatively affordable. But then in my experience, at least, these guys right here are the most expensive, but they have the best in terms of longevity, and that's the Duracell CR123s. I would say this applies across the board: AA's, AAA's, 9-volt, D batteries, whatever, you name it. Even things like 2032s, these go in your optics, they go in all kinds of stuff. It's a very common battery. Same rule is going to apply to that. So what I'm getting at here is, if you're buying batteries right now, especially to avoid potential cost increases due to tariffs, whatever, if you're going to stockpile the cheapo Amazon ones, you need to understand that you should not be running those in a weapon mounted light, especially, that you're going to bet your life on, because they're not going to last as long, and even if they do last, they're not going to have as bright of an output. So like I said, the Energizers too, I don't have one here. I do use them sometimes. They're kind of middle of the road. I wouldn't necessarily recommend them. I would either go with the cheaper Amazon ones or these Streamlight batteries, or spend a couple extra bucks and get the Duracells, but these are expensive, like significantly more expensive, but you do get what you pay for. So in things like these, I would say the Streamlight or Surefire batteries or the Duracell batteries, and then in things like your handhelds, that's where you get away with, if you want, that's where you can kind of get away with the cheaper batteries, because it's not something that you're gonna bet your life on potentially in a self-defense, home defense, whatever type of encounter. So I would say keep that in mind in the future. Right now, whenever you're buying batteries and trying to stock up on batteries, I know this is kind of a boring topic, but I just kind of thought it would be a good little video to throw out, because like I said, a lot of people are buying batteries and other things like that right now that are made overseas, or have components that are made overseas that they think that we're going to see price hikes in due to these new tariffs. So let me know down below, what else are you stocking up on too? I thought about making a video on things that you might want to stock up on, but a lot of other channels are doing that, and I just don't know if I feel like regurgitating the same information that like 10 other channels are doing right now. But let me know down below what your experiences are with these batteries, what you run in your handhelds as well as your weapon mounted lights. Also feel free to, like, subscribe, share, do all that YouTube stuff. I always forget to say that at the beginning of the video just because I'm so excited to talk about the topics, And then, yeah, I appreciate you guys that, check out every new video I drop. The channel's still growing, which is great. Some of my videos get a lot more views than others, but hey, that's cool. I think that's kind of how the YouTube game goes. But I do have some other videos that are going to be coming down the pipe in the next week or so that are going to be a little different. They're going to still be relevant to like preparedness and stuff like that, and self-reliance, self-sufficiency, and those things. Sorry, I have a little like indigestion or something going on tonight. I don't know what it is, but anyways, these new videos I'm going to be dropping is going to be kind of some DIY projects I'm doing, but also me getting my gardens ready for the season now that it's April and springtime, things like that. And just kind of general items that I think, they may not directly be like related to like stocking supplies and food and batteries and water and stuff like that, but these are all skills that I have and that I'm trying to improve upon, especially with the gardening and stuff. But it's stuff that I want to share with you guys if you don't have this experience, kind of things to keep in mind, or if you're thinking of doing some of these projects. Hopefully it can be some inspiration and guidance for you as well. And yeah, so my videos tend to go long. I talk a lot. Part of the reason I wanted to make a channel, I guess. But anyways, those are my takes on batteries. Like I said, I talked about CR123s a lot, but this is kind of applicable across the board between all your different types of batteries on the non-rechargeable side of things, at least. And yeah, that's all I got. So until next time, I'll see you guys again soon. Peace.